Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Charlene Francois from Chalk Hill Community Radio, and right now I have with me
Francesca Blechner.
Lovely to meet you. And you're Daniella's sister, right?
Yes.
So Daniella Blechner is from Conscious Dreams Publishing. So she's basically CEO, right?
Yes.
Of Conscious Dreams Publishing, and this is her lovely sister. And I wanted to interview her because she's an author, and she has this lovely book here called Self-Care for Life in the City. Can you please tell me what inspired you to write this book?
So what inspired me was seeing, I work in health and wellness. I have done for 23 years now, so I've been doing fitness and personal training. And what I was noticing in the last 5 to 10 years was an epidemic of chronic lifestyle diseases, anxiety, stress and burnout. And seeing that it was happening with people younger and younger, so people in their 20s were experiencing chronic fatigue and autoimmune disease. So I found that I was repeating myself with all of the advice that I was giving in terms of a holistic approach to physical, mental, emotional and spiritual health was needed for full well-being.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I decided that to put it in a book, and that was actually based on my own experience of going through the cycle of burnout every so often from just living in a fast-paced world.
Yes, of course, yes.
Being constantly on the go. So I decided to put all my knowledge and wisdom and experience in a book to help others.
Wow, and I bet it inspired a lot of people, right?
Yeah, it has. And I mean, some of the feedback I've had is that it's been really life-changing, but really like simple steps and advice that people can take and apply to their life for sustainable changes. And in the book it has lots of exercises for people to do in terms of like things to think about and write. So it's almost like your own holistic hand Bible.
Like a manual,
you wrote your own coach in your pocket, basically.
Okay. Please, for those of you who do not know, what does holistic therapy entail?
Well, I would say that holistic means whole being health. So it's looking at the whole person and not just the person, but also your lifestyle. It's looking at health from just not the physical, which is quite traditional perhaps in Western medicine, but also when I first started out in fitness and personal training 23 years ago, it was very much about what you eat, nutrition, and the training that you do, but there wasn't much taken into account in mental, emotional well-being in terms of also environment has changed so much. Yeah. You know, where our food is coming from, what's sprayed on the food, our environment, technology is advanced, and this is bombarding our
well-being,
energy, human health.
Exactly.
So it's looking at all of those factors and the spiritual part as well, which is literally our connection to self. I mean, we've become so disconnected. At the back of the book I put there is a disease of disconnection, and that is happened massively in the last 5-10 years. We're so disconnected from having, I think 2020 has been the flip, basically.
Of course, yes.
Prior to that, we've been so disconnected from ourselves, from our food, from our relationship, from nature. Yeah. And when it was published in 2020, I wrote it before then, but that was such perfect timing for what was going on in the world, because we were really forced to connect to ourselves, to connect to nature, to connect to
we had the time, didn't we? We had the time to really think about things and to take our health a bit more seriously, even though we weren't able to go outside and exercise. But yes, it's like, you wrote a book during that time.
No, I wrote it in 2018.
Oh, 2018?
2019, but by the time I had it edited and ready for publishing, it came out April 2020. It was just such perfect timing.
Exactly, going on. And where can we find your lovely book?
So you can find it on Amazon.co.uk and also Amazon worldwide, and most book platforms like Waterstone online, that is. Book depository. Also on my website, www.mind-bodyalchemist.com, you can also get the ebook, and if you're in the UK, you can purchase the paperback.
Wow. Well. And can I just ask you, do you have any words of inspiration for people who are aspiring authors? You know, any words of inspiration for them if they want to write a book? What would you advise them? Apart from obviously come to the lovely Daniella, Conscious Dreams Publishing, and become a member, and what else would you say?
I would say when you have the ideas and you just, in fact, what I would say is start with writing what you put on the back cover.
Okay.
So the blurb, and that's how I started. My blurb was what was my reason for doing it, who did I want to reach, and then I was able to sort of loosely structure like the sections of the book, mind, body, soul, and then it just starts to flow through me.
Where do you tend to write? You know, some people, they say, okay, when I'm on the train or they might be in the bar. Where do you get all of your like your inspiration or your ideas is what I should say? Where do you find all of your ideas when you're writing? What's your calm place? Or
do you know what? Nature.
Okay.
When I go to nature, my ideas come through. So it goes back to that connection as well. So connecting back to myself and connecting to nature and the environment and just my creativity.
Nice and calm then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Go and make your purchase, everyone. I'm sure you know it's going to be very popular because we all need to think about our well-being and think about relaxing and it's really prioritizing our health. So thank you again and have a lovely day, everyone. Take care. Bye.